Hello, everyone. Welcome to my weekly Meltdowns coverage of the challenge, episode 97. It feels like, doesn't it? It's been a minute.
What's the bigger number, Allison's Paramount Plus subscription or the number of episodes for this season of the challenge?
I don't know if there's a math equation that's high enough to figure that out.
The limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist.
Upgraded to the commercial-free. Y'all, I can't even. I upgraded to the commercial-free Paramount Plus. Guess who still got commercials? Right here.
Oh, God. What a mess.
I don't even have the energy to really get too balls deep in how much I hate Paramount Plus. And it's just a bunch of bullcrap. Because where's the second episode of The Real World?
I was looking for that today, too.
It's not today.
Was it supposed to get released today? I thought it was going to be a couple more weeks.
March 3rd was the Wednesday.
Yeah, and that was a special sneak preview, they said, but it wasn't like the beginning of it. That's
reason 947 why I hate Paramount CBS All Access to Allison's checking account. So
if it makes you feel any better, if the two of us were wondering the same thing, I'm sure we're not the only ones. So, I definitely want to cover that on the show once like that season's done and everything. Right. But go ahead, Allison. Go ahead.
Listen, episode 13, realistically. I don't really have much to say since Devin's gone. I'm glad it was only an hour. I know some people are upset that it was only an hour, but guys, that is what we don't need any more than that.
Right. Yeah, really.
That was it.
This is what I've been saying for weeks. Yeah. It's 90 minutes of nothing. And then we're like, okay, well, I guess the show's wrapped up for a half an hour. And like, people get mad that we're talking for an hour and 45 minutes of it is bullshit. 15 minutes of it is the challenge. I'm like, well, we have no content. So I'd rather there be an hour and it's Jack full.
Yeah.
Well, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. We've got JL and Matt Henning and Dolores. Welcome. Everyone's probably thrown off by the time we were supposed to start the show, but I mean, put 2 and 2 together, you get 4. Or ask Cam, she might know. But here's the thing. I'm sorry, I'm a little scratchy tonight. I've had this dry cough. I am disgusted. There's 2 things that get me riled up, and that is hair and food, and watching someone throw up. Like Corey had me. I couldn't, I was like, why? Because it's like a volcano and you're doing it on top of the food you're about to eat.
Listen, he was just making it a little more slippery so that it would go down easier when he actually puts it in his mouth.
Has anything ever gone down easier, Beth, after you've thrown up?
Yes, Tyler, actually. More food, more booze has gone down a lot easier when you do a boot and rally.
My question is, if you're about to puke, you kind of, you should want to, bend over and, prepare yourself, get ready for the puke to come out. Corey, looks straight up. So when he pukes, it's like a fountain that, pours up and then over.
It's not even natural. I mean, he drinks the cheese water, which I don't even want to know, which is pretty much made out of someone eating a lot of cheese and puking it into water. And he's drinking it, and he's like, and the pool. It doesn't even, that's not even a natural way. Unless your name is Linda Blair and your head is spinning around and you're on The Exorcist, that is not a normal way to vomit.
Yeah. I like the whole montage of everybody taking their turns puking. I thought it was a missed opportunity to have I don't know, an opera song, a ballet music number, playing in the background of it or something. Yeah, something like that would be so funny. But no, I really liked this challenge, actually. I thought it was one of the more entertaining ones that we've seen. It was kind of just like an escape the room, which I thought was a cool and very equal concept, right?
Did you just say escape the room?
Escape room?
Who goes to escape the room?
I liked the added the.
Listen, it's been years since I've gone because of freaking COVID. But I've been to a few. I'm pretty good at the rooms.
There's two different kinds of escape rooms. There's the kind that you actually do tasks and manipulate things in the room, and then there's the other ones where you're like find random clues and that's it. And I like the ones where like you're actively manipulating things a little bit better. They're more interactive. And I did this one once where you walked into like a pyramid, and as soon as you enter in, the flashlights they just gave you get powered down, and then it's pitch black, and then it was like these like light up hieroglyphics, and you had to do them in the correct order musically, like all this other stuff. It was really fun. But all of that to say, I would have loved this challenge. Yeah. Even the eating portion of it, like I've always said, like I would not want to do any of that. Mm-hmm. But if there's one challenge in Survivor that I can get my head around, for example, it's the idea of like, well, the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to puke. The best thing that's going to happen is I'm going to win. Versus everything else, I'm like, well, I might not have the endurance to do X, Y, Z. I might not have this thing. This is a temporary pain like anything else. And if I could just shove it down, no problem.
I think this is the first time you and I disagree, Beth. I cannot do that shit at all. I'm the most pickiest eater alive. This is where I say, nope, hell no. I'll throw myself into the elimination rather than eat, what was it, ram's testicles or something like that?
I don't know. Can somebody tell? I'm sorry, my son is texting me right now. I just want to make sure he's not dying on the side of the road. No,
oh my God. Sam Higdon said, can you imagine Lolo doing that challenge?
Lolo's never had balls around her mouth, so I don't think she'd know what to do.
Right,
what are Ram's balls? Can we Google it?
Sure.
Don't ask me to look it up and share my screen.
Did you ask what are Ram's balls?
I can pull up a picture, but is this like Twitch appropriate? I have to ask.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We're talking about what happened on a TV show that is aired on primetime. We're not actually sexualizing a ram or anything like that. So we're fine.
I don't know what a ram is to sexualize it.
So I appreciate you checking. I think that
what is it?
Testicles?
Is that a ram's? Oh, that is so nasty. Oh God. Yeah. Oh
yeah. I mean, Leroy said they were pretty big, right? Didn't he have a confessional say?
It's okay, Lily.
Yeah, they're big.
It's okay. It's okay. My cat's horrified. Stop it, not in front of the children.
So I mean, that's where I would call it quits in this challenge. But
I'm sorry, I can't handle vomit. I'm sorry.
So here's the thing. I feel like anybody in the chat who has watched the amazing drag reality series Dragula, this is nothing. They have them drink actual like pig's blood and and cow's blood, and
I would do that over that.
Oh, but here's the thing, and then they're like, and also raw intestines and like all this other stuff, and you've got to do all of that and eat as much of it as you can, and it's just like it is gross. And I think it's way grosser to see people try to like get blood and vomiting that up than like food. Like, yeah, vomit's never fun, and getting sick is not fun, but it is way grosser to do blood, in my opinion.
It's what's really nasty, and I don't know if anybody out there knows in the chat what season of the challenge it was. They were actually eating balls and testicles or whatever, and I forget who it was, took a bite into it like an apple, and it squirted. Ugh. I was on the floor. I'm like, I can't.
No.
And even they were like, yeah, you never want to bite into nuts and they squirt. You know, that's never a good thing.
I'm not saying it's a pleasant challenge. I'm saying out of all of them, I know that I can at least eat. I might not enjoy it.
Yeah.
I might not enjoy it. I might get sick myself, but you know what?
Lose a few pounds from it.
Hey,
what's the problem?
Let's look at silver linings.
I'm a woman. I'll eat anything that gives me diarrhea just so I can lose the weight.
But Beth, at least like you can say that like I would definitively do this, because I feel like half the cast just like gave up at that stage, and I'm glad that TJ called them out for it at the end there. Like
Listen, you sign up for this shit. No one is forcing you to do this.
Right.
But at the same time, you went on there to push yourself and to do things that you wouldn't want to do, right? That's not just physical, it's mental. And let's be honest, when it comes to eating is mental, and it affects your physical ability. If somebody were to say, this is a really raw steak, and people who are used to eating steak would be like, oh, this is fine. Okay. In a lot of different countries, like different kinds of testicles and such are eaten all the time, or are like considered a delicacy, or eyeballs, or those kind of things are. And it's gross for us because we're not accustomed to it. There are certain kinds of things that I don't eat because I don't really like it. I mean, literally, I hate mayonnaise. If somebody were to give me a whole bunch of mayonnaise and say, you have to eat this for $1 million, if I signed up for the challenge, I would do it. I would rather do ram testicles than mayonnaise, like literally. But that's the kind of thing that like you just kind of get in your own head with it, and that's what makes it hard. So if you can kind of like maneuver around that somehow.
I mean, we could do like a whole ranking, like a tier list of like the disgusting foods and where we would place them. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad that TJ called them out on it. He said like everybody just stood there except for Corey and Gabby, and everybody helped Leroy and Casey win. Like, that's how boring and stale like this Big Brother alliance has made this season, and it sucks. And like Devin was like the only one that like could see the writing on the wall there and was trying to do something about it.
Devin would have been yelling out random numbers.
Yeah, totally.
He's done that before.
And he should, like why are you handing the win to somebody? It's very frustrating, and I'm glad that TJ is like being so visibly frustrated with them for this, because I can imagine like production behind the scenes is like, God, what are we gonna air? Like, we have to make it an hour instead of an hour and a half, because like Casey and like Amber, like the whole Big Brother alliance has just like totally made this game so boring. Like, what show is there, right?
TJ goes up to the cage and is like, well, what are you just gonna quit? You too much of a pussy to eat some balls? Who are you? You're here for $1 million. Wash it down. I'm sure it's not the first time you put balls in your mouth that you just wash it down.
It was Nani he said that to, and Nani like hadn't gotten her skull yet, and there was no guarantee she would have gone in, right? Like, that plan easily could have changed to stalemate her out of the final. Like, the only way to get yourself guaranteed to go in and get that skull is to win the challenge, but even she gave up on it. It's just so mind-numbing to me.
I really wish the house would have punished her for not working for it. I really like Gabby went for it. So put Gabby in. I understand that this is the social part of the game, that this is the strategic part of the game where who's going to have your back and put your, but I just feel like if I were Casey and Leroy, I'd be looking at the partners of like, okay, who's a girl I want to rip a skull away from that we don't care about? Like, and let's put them up against Gabby and see what happens. Because then there's still one skull left that Nani can claim for herself. But I'm not going to reward somebody for not pulling their weight and trying to get their skull. Like, why is it up to me? And you're not even in my pair.
I almost wonder if like off camera, the Big Brother alliance has all said like, like, let's just all get to the final together, just being like total lockstep, and then we like share the prize at the end, right? Like that's what it seems, because they are so like supportive of one another. Like everybody was rooting Nani on in this elimination. I'm like what have you accomplished here? Like, you got Gabby out. Like, you want Gabby to get that gold skull so that she's easy to beat in the final. Like, why are you like happy about her going when she's easily the weakest one there? I don't know, but that's the problem with these people that have been cast on Modern Big Brother, is they make the strategy so boring in these games that it's even bled over to the challenge. So we have to watch like people like Casey, people like Fessy just like totally dampen any kind of gameplay for what is a really cool format for a show, right? This whole like partner swapping, taking gold skulls, yada yada yada. But like Casey just like makes it so not fun to watch.
Casey's a bland.
That's how it is, you know.
She's bland. I'm sorry. Casey is very bland. I'm not into it. And I don't know. I just kind of like, I'm not surprised she's gotten as far as she has, but it's boring.
Yeah.
Bessie's boring, talking about his boo thing, talking about, oh, I'll hang out with Gabby for now and then Tori later. Whatever, dude.
Wait, let's talk about that though. Like, I thought it was weird that they like brought that up again. Like, Tori's been gone for like 500 million episodes.
She's been gone since 8 months ago.
Right, since before COVID.
Before COVID, when we started covering the show.
But like, so Beth, like her and Jordan have since like broken off their engagement. So I just found it weird that like they're bringing like that conversation up with Corey. Right. Like, can you imagine being Jordan watching that episode and being like,
well, did they call up the engagement while this was still filming?
I think after she got back is when they called off the engagement.
So this very well could still be.
Yeah, like fresh for him. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, they might not know that maybe they just broke up.
Yeah.
And actually in real life. So imagine how weird it is, or maybe this is a potential reason for why, if you know, there was feelings that were mutually shared by Tori and Fessy and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, I just feel like it was very disrespectful to Jordan, who like, you know, like I wouldn't feel good watching that and saying that like people were predicting that like, oh, your engagement wasn't going to work out. You know, I don't know. That's just like a cringy choice for me. Yeah, I don't know.
Especially since it was like Corey's attempt of like talking up Fessy. Like, come on, bro. Like you could, like, that's fucked up.
Right.
I really hate that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, even like Fessy said like, you know, I know she's got like somebody at home. Like if they just left it like ambiguous like that, but then they brought up Jordan's like actual name, and I'm like, okay, that's when it's like not like a little iffy. Like now it's just like straight up bad.
I hate it when people on the challenge get together. Besides Cam and Leroy, I love them together. But other than that, I just hate it when they get on the show and they get engaged or they break up and then they come back on the show and there's drama. I mean, I just don't even care anymore. It was funny and all fun in the beginning, but let's just stop it. Just stop it. I can't, because this is what's going to happen next. Tori's going to be there. Fessy's going to be there. Jordan's going to be there.
Gabby's going to be there.
Gabby's going to be there. Let's throw in Cara Maria and Polly and Abram.
You know what? And just for fun, let's also throw in Haley from BB20. Let's throw in Haley from BB20 as well.
Do it. Why not?
Honestly, I would love to see her on this because she's someone who would actually play the game.
Yeah. You know, put Sam on. Why not, right?
Why don't we put Matt on? Come here, bro.
But no.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, Cam just had another great episode, in my opinion. Like, of course, Leroy like needs her to like do the math for him and basically like give them the win. I don't know. That's all I was gonna say. Cam is just.
I do agree. CT and DM are a classic. Like, I respect that. I was actually like they, you know, that was a great couple, and God bless DM. But you know, it's just. I just hate it. Like, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't even, because it's not CT and DM anymore. It's just a totally different thing. But speaking of CT, I got to go on a little rant. What the fuck? Last week I was not here, and I'm very upset.
The show greatly suffered for it.
Why? CT, look, I get why he didn't want to be with Big T anymore, but you know, he didn't have to scream over her face and talk about wanting Cam over and over again. There was a classy MTV. Anyway, I know it's MTV, it's reality shows, and the class doesn't really mesh well, but have some class. You've been there for Cam, for Big T, and you know, she had every right to say, F you, I'm done, we're not speaking, you know, because that, you know, whatever.
That's basically what Beth and I said was like, good for you, Big T, for like calling him out on it and like walking away from the conversation once she realized like, listen, this is not going to go anywhere. You know, like him saying like, I did this for you. You're not ready to run the final. Like it's all bullshit. And I feel like that's such a, like that type of thinking is such a line for men to say to women.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. And she's come such a long way.
Yeah,
with CT, so there you can't say
she outswam Lolo in a swimming challenge like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, but Lolo, in Lolo's defense, she claims that CT and Big T cheated and they did not jump off the rope at the right place.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Allison?
Oh, also Lolo said that she lost a shoe and therefore that's the reason why.
Pick off the other shoe. What is the problem? Why are you backstroking? Who the hell backstroke?
It wasn't even a backstroke. It was like a breaststroke on your back.
Olympics? Do they backstroke in the Olympics?
Is there backstroke in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know.
It's a fast stroke.
Now
the problem is when you're in open water, you don't know if you're going the right way or not. If you're in a pool where you have flags and markers that you can look at, you go, I'm going in a straight line. And you can see out of the corner of your eye. I was a swimmer, by the way. So like you can see out of the corner of your eyes, oh, there's lanes here. Okay. Oh, I'm at the flags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flip turn, go. And you're good. You can't do that in open water. For all she freaking knew, she was back at the shore.
She could have flown right into the deck she needed to be on, which I would have loved. But that would have been production's fault too. Okay, yes, it is an Olympic event, but here's the thing. They ain't got shoes on. Bitch kicked that shoe off. It ain't your shoe. You didn't pay for that shoe. MTV paid for that shoe. They'll give you another shoe.
No. Here's the thing. For her, I honestly think this is the reason why, right? I think she was like, oh, my shoe fell off. And now my one foot was really cold because that water would have been cold, right? So I'm sure that that's the reason why, right? So if you kick off the other shoe, you end up having another cold foot. So like, I can maybe understand that, but bitch, swim faster so you can get out of water.
I think Beth and I definitively with science determined that the reason Lolo said that was because Big T beat her in a challenge and she was just like embarrassed. Like that's all it comes down to.
If I beat Lolo in a challenge, doggy fucking paddling because I know how to. Okay, if that were an Olympic event, I'd have all medals. But I mean, I'm if I Lolo's ass doggy paddling and she's doing that crazy backstroke with one fucking shoe, I'd quit right there, Lolo. I'd be like, fuck this little pipsqueak bitch. Where'd she even come from? Hell, put her back in there. I'm leaving. I'm done.
Allison, you were like buffering, and so like your rant was just like,
and that's why we were laughing about this hard too. You also like we could hear what you were saying, but every once in a while, like one word would be robotic, and then you have like a robotic.
I just need everyone to understand. I doggy paddle, and if I beat Lolo in a doggy paddle, look, I would quit too if I beat an Olympic champion because she's an Olympic champion. I don't know what I would do.
This is why I want to go against her in a testicle eating contest because I think I can beat an Olympian champion in that.
Lolo, I'll put a whole ball in my mouth and swallow it. You want to come over here and take notes? All these people in this challenge act like they've never been around balls before. Put them in your mouth and eat them. You want $1 million or not?
I feel like going back to how well I feel like I would do this. I'm sorry that I'm harping on this, but I just remember like the amount of times. So for my job, I have to sometimes go to people's houses and like chat with them and such. And oftentimes I have people who go out of their way and like make a lunch or a dinner or something like that, but don't like ask me like what I like and don't like. And I have such a weird time being like, oh, I'm not a big fan of that, whatever. And I had this really wonderful woman who cooked me breakfast one time, but it was like mushrooms, which I hate, and goat's cheese, which I hate, and like all this other stuff, right? And like egg and all that kind of stuff. And I like egg and I like bread, but she gave me a heaping pile of like mushrooms and like goat's cheese, and I was like, oh, I've got to eat it and like be gracious. And so like, if I can eat that fully, going and still have a smile on my face and be like, this is delicious. And can I ask you to support the school at $5,000 this year? If I can do that, I can eat a ball. Come on.
I can eat a single testicle. It's fine.
A testicle. I can cut it up into bits, and I will literally, instead of chewing, I'm taking a pill. That's all I'm doing.
Right.
I don't even know what else they were eating, but it's always fun to watch. But I can't. Normally, they're puking in the bucket, not out of their eyeballs and nose and ears like Corey was doing. I swear to God, I have puked so hard it has come out of my nose.
But that's the worst.
That is the worst. Normally, I'm on the toilet when that's happening. But you know,
but that's my point. Like, go down, not go up, like Corey.
Yeah. What are you gonna choke on it? And then he does it on the food. If I were his partner, I'd be like, "Bitch, you eating all of this spread?
Yeah, Gabby still ate it.
All of it on it. No, you gonna puke on everything and be an asshole? You eating it?"
But that's my favorite part about this particular challenge, because in Survivor, that shit doesn't fly. So, like, it's like you could puke it up and continue to eat and puke it up, and then TJ would be like, good enough. And Jeff Probst would be like, nope, you threw it up, you're out. Like, it's...
Jeff Probst be like, you better eat that vomit.
You better lick every bit of it.
It's coming back up. Reverse it. You better go back down.
Flip it in reverse.
Flip it in reverse. Just it goes back.
I am loving the two of you tonight. I'm just like kicking back. Like I feel like I just have like a front row seat to us just like talking about balls and puking.
On this episode tonight. So this is
listen. I wasn't the most upset tonight by the vomiting and such. I was the most upset by the 16 and pregnant commercial where they have a baby's head. They have like a newborn baby and they're holding it and the baby's head is like this.
I just don't know why.
It was like Corey.
You gotta support the head.
I don't know why my baby won't stop crying.
The baby was trying to be like Corey, puking. Just like
the baby's about to start puking.
But I was like, to the point, like these two are in our little chat and they're going, oh wow, I can't do this. I can't watch the puking. Oh, it's so gross. And I go, is someone going to support the baby's head? that's where my head's at.
16 pregnant is so good. Listen, here's the thing. Allison watches all these shows.
Wasn't Corey on 16 and Pregnant?
No. He is on Teen Mom. Teen Mom is OG. Is it OG? Yeah, it's Teen Mom OG.
Okay.
Because Cheyenne is on it, and that's his daughter Ryder with Cheyenne. They met on the challenge and all that, but he's on that. And no, I've been watching 16 Pregnant since that started, and I still watch it. And I still don't know how these little bitches don't know to get knocked up after watching 16 Pregnant. It's a Dr. What's his name? Drew likes to throw on the end of these reunion shows. Well, you know, teenage pregnancy has gone down 70% since the show started. Hell, you got fucking 5 shows lined up coming up in March and April. How is this possible?
So can I ask an actual
monumental month?
A mommy mental.
Mommy mental. Be the one.
Can I ask a logistical question? They said
I do.
Oh, they said it's Teen Mom OG. So aren't they like 30 now?
Yes. Okay. So it's Teen Mom OG is the original show from 16 Pregnant. It's like it used to be the original 4. Now it's 5, and it's only like 3 of the original. But Teen Mom, I guess OG is original gangsters. Isn't that what that means?
Yep.
OGs, which I think is so dumb. But
I just appreciate how white you just said.
Gangsters?
Original gangsters?
Yes, original gangsters. That's how I speak. Well, I don't know how else to say.
No.
Yes.
We're all white.
I'm very white.
Yeah, very white.
And then you have Teen Mom 2, which has got the other hot messes. Janelle was on Teen Mom 2, I think. I can't remember.
She was, yeah. Janelle is my favorite teen mom.
Farrah was on the original Teen Mom OG, and she's the one that's holy shit. Farrah Abraham, just look her up. Anyway, so you're a liar, Dr. Drew.
Her and Stephen Dangle are in the same business.
Yes, but have more together. I watch This Is True, Sam. Okay, listen, anything on TLC, unexpected. Yes, Tiara and Tyra, I agree. Sam, y'all, I just got Discovery Plus without commercials. It actually doesn't have commercials. I'm watching every fucking 90 Day Fiance that there is. Allison's watching it. I'm watching Unexpected. I'm watching Sister Wives. I've got something called Web Lies going on the side. It's everywhere. I got all kinds of new murder shows, cult shows, commercial free. I'm not leaving my house for the next 2 years. That's it. It's crazy.
This show is off the
We're off the rail. It doesn't. This is.
I'm just going to keep
that's
this
fine.
Are we fun for the rest of the show?
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, Devin's gone and I'm just done, but that's okay. Do you think the rest of the episodes are going to be an hour, or are we going to get the?
I hope so.
You know what? I kind of wish that they would just put us out of our misery and make the shows give us 2 more hours on a Wednesday for the next 3 weeks, and then we're done. Right?
Just do a recap of what we're gonna see for the next 3 months. Just combine it into a 5-minute segment.
What we don't need to trim the fat of these episodes. I don't need the fake dome party. I don't need it. Nobody cares. No. We don't need the slow. Okay, because every episode besides this one starts with them walking back in the house slow motion. We could trim 2 minutes of that slow mo. I don't need to see everybody walking in the house in slow motion.
Is your slow mo that buffering you were doing earlier?
Yes.
Is that your slow mo for the show?
That was my reenactment. We don't need the slow. Here we go. Let's go. We don't need them walking and doing that. And I don't need to see Jesse make it out with people in the corner. I don't need to see people asleep in the bunk beds. There's some conversations I can do without. I mean, it's just.
But you have to know that production told them, guys, we need slow-mo shots of you guys dancing. Because we watched Casey for an entire summer on the live feeds, and she never did any shit like that.
I liked that they spent 30 seconds focusing on CT going like this. On the dance floor.
Do you think
he's the chaperone.
Do you think that they are really walking in slow motion, or are they taking a page out of Horrible Bosses when they're walking in slow motion out of the bar, and they're like, oh,
it's definitely.
They don't have enough in a budget to put you in slow motion. Could you please just walk in slow motion and then dance in slow motion?
I think they shot it in 1.5.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I don't know.
It just it has 8th grade school dance vibes, and CT is the chaperone watching all of this just ridiculousness. Which, speaking of ridiculousness, they have a new spinoff show called Deliciousness. And I'm upset about that.
Wait, time out. Let's talk about ridiculousness, okay?
Yes.
First of all, I hate the show. Secondly, who is the host? Because he is clearly a 55-year-old man dressing like an 18-year-old and claps like this.
Rob here, he's got a whole.
It is so dumb. I hate him. I can't stand him. He drives me crazy.
I swear he has dirt on the MTV CEO, because that is all that they play on MTV except for the challenge.
They have this guy, Rob Dyrick. I can't say his name right. He has a whole history on it. He used to have other shows. And the only reason why I like Ridiculousness is just because of the video clips. Because I'm all about watching somebody falling and almost dying and drunk rednecks acting stupid on four-wheelers. It just makes me happy. I want to see people. I don't watch it all the time, though.
His face. I can't look at his stupid face and his outfit. Oh, I'm so cool. No, you're not, Grandpa. Dress your age. Put on a cardigan.
It's literally the only show that MTV ever plays when they have
my age.
Wait, what?
He's like my age.
He looks like he's way older than, like, he literally looks like he's like about to retire as a high school principal, but he's wearing the clothes that the kids wear because he wants to be a cool principal. But then he's gonna, come on, guys, it's time to go to class.
And he's standing on a laptop.
Like, I hate that stupid clap in his face when he claps. It's so stupid.
He's standing on a laptop, keyboard, and screen. And I'm like, who watches YouTube videos on laptops anymore? Like, nobody. You're on your phone. Are you wearing reading glasses?
Like from Drag Race.
Oh. I was like,
well, listen, here's the
I didn't get that comment either.
I don't know what's going to happen next week. They're doing one of my favorite challenges that I really love is the underwater, because someone always has a panic attack and almost drowns, and I live for it. And I'm about to burp. Okay. I should have put
Ram testicles.
Water in my mouth and had a waterfall. Anyway.
I actually, just from the brief clips I saw of next week's challenge, I want to do that.
Go underwater? They I think they go underwater and they don't have anything, like they have to hold their breath and they go under there, and somebody always panics and almost drowns and has to come up. It gives me anxiety to watch, but I absolutely love it because they have to figure out a puzzle while they're under there. And I'm just kind of trying to figure out, like, even in the preview for next week, CT is like, I can't do his voice. Is what I do. Yes, I do. I want someone to drown. Preferably Kyle. Okay, Kyle drowns, please.
Also, I just want to give a shout out to Chris Dixon, who is our newest patron. So
thank you. Oh, wait. Ridiculous lip clap.
That's your official welcome.
I point out that Tyler is sporting the Rob Dyrdek Ridiculousness hat tonight.
No,
oh my God,
it's not. So it's I'll wear it how he wears it. He wears it like this.
I can't laugh. Stop it.
But no, that is one thing that the challenge does well, is like underwater challenges. So I'm excited to see that next week. So it's basically like the chamber's underwater and they're like swimming between them.
Can you imagine me? You're like,
I don't think a chef. I am not a chef. I'll tell you that right now.
You know what I was? Me doing the underwater challenge, trying to fucking doggy paddle on it while holding onto a rope. I lost my shoe, and I start to panic and try to talk while I'm underwater.
When I was in my swimming prime, I used to be able to do almost a full 100 yards underwater, which is down, back, in the
That's
pool.
very impressive.
That was where my lung capacity was in like how well I was able to swim and such. Now I could probably just go to the other end of the pool. So 25. That's about it.
I can't even dive. I can't even dive off a diving board. When I go swimming, this is the attire. I have on goggles, little white clear goggles the whole time, and a nose guard. So I've got the goggles and the white nose guard, and I'm walking around like this all the time.
I can just picture that.
I go, look guys, I can do a handstand. And my son's like, that's great. That's like you doggy paddle in the middle of a 4-foot above water pool to show us how you can do a handstand, Mom.
All right, am I the only one who fully in her 30s still likes just doing as many somersaults and backward salts I can do in the water?
I've never been able to do those.
I try, but I don't know if I'm doing it. I'm just doing this backwards, and I don't know if I'm doing it.
So I do this with my arms, and then eventually I get off kilter, and my ass is just out of the water. And then, after about 7 or so, and then I'm like, whoa, I'm sideways, and then I'm really dizzy, and then I'm like, but I really like it.
I have a funny story real quick. And we'll get back on topic, but whatever.
Topic.
Just show us the topic. When I was 5, it took me, my whole family, when our 4th of July family get together, and they're like, I'm in a strawberry shortcake one-piece bathing suit, okay, with floaties. Mm-hmm. I have the floaties on, and a little ass is standing on the diving board, and everybody, Allison, just do it. You can do it. You're 5 now. Just jump off the diving board. And I do the thing where I start and I run and I stop because I'm so scared. And I'm like, I can't do it. And everybody's like, just do it. You're going to be fine. We're all here. You want to make sure you're okay. My ass runs, jumps, panics, and flutters in the air. And I go in like this. And my floaty comes completely off my arm. I'm swimming like and I'm like, help. And I mean, I am screaming and I make it to the ladder. Nobody freaking helps me. Like, they're all laughing so hard. They're like, oh, we knew you'd make it. And I'm like, as the other floaty, I watched
it's just coming off hard.
And I'm just trying to get to the other fucking ladder. Five years old. Assholes.
And look at Allison now.
Now I'm on a YouTube channel show.
I grew up.
I could have done something with my life.
I grew up like as a fish in water. Like, I was out of floaties at like age 4, and just like, I mean, I wore a life vest or whatever, but I loved swimming. And when I would be like all the way through elementary school, and then I started like, swimming competitively, modified in 7th grade, all of the lead up to my first swim season ever, all my my cousins, my brother, and the next door neighbors at our lake would do is we each had our own rafts, and we would play water tag all day long. And so we would just be like, you would have to like go and swim, and whoever was it, you had to like obviously play tag or whatever. But if you touched our raft's ladder, you could say safe. And then the other person had to swim, whoever was it would have to swim away from you for like 5 seconds. And that would give you enough time to get up on the ladder or whatever. But you couldn't do it again until you went over to the other raft, came back, kind of thing, whatever. I used to hang underneath the barrels of the raft and just grab people. And like, I would just do all this stuff. And I like realized that, like, first of all, that was evil and vindictive. Secondly, I would never do that now because I'm so scared of snapping turtles and fish and all that stuff. And I'm like, they were probably just like, what are you doing? Like hanging out. And third, like, that is really dangerous for like kids to just be popping up and there's like boards hanging out, nails, and we're just like, what? How you doing?
I'm just giggling.
Hey, we survived, right?
I'm giggling to myself because I'm thinking I would have died. I would have drowned. Oh, hi. My future daughter-in-law is saying hi.
Oh.
Hi, Zoe.
So I have a challenge question for you, Allison.
Oh, yes. What?
Is this Nani's first solo elimination win? I'm pretty sure it is.
I'll be honest.
I know that she's won with partners before, but I don't think she's ever on her own.
I can't remember, honestly, the last time. Y'all, I got a burp again. I can't, and it's stuck. I can't remember the last. I can't stop showing balls. Yeah. I honestly can't remember I can't remember the last time Nani actually won something. Yeah, it's been that long.
Yeah, I'm glad that they showed like that scene with her and Anissa, just kind of like reflecting on. So together they have 24 seasons of the challenge, which is like insane, and neither of them have won one. So I'm glad that like they showed that before like her finally getting her first win. Unless I'm corrected. Sassy Tanner's like, I'm so done.
So.
I'm trying to talk about the challenge.
Okay, so who do you think it's a men's elimination next week? What do you think's happening? Who doesn't have a skull that's a man?
Corey
and Darrell.
So I think they should let Corey and Darrell go in.
Wait, no, Darrell has one.
Yes, he does. He got Devins.
Mm-hmm. He got Devins. Sorry,
Allison.
Oh, so it's only there's got to be 2 guys and 2 girls that don't have a skull, right?
I mean, I can look at spoilers if you want to.
No, don't look at spoilers. So let's think about it. So for girls, it's just Big T. So
it's just Big T. So that's why when she was paired with Corey, she's like, okay, so like, what's the point?
So Corey and Big T are the only 2 that don't have skulls.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Corey and Big T probably. Well, if they're the only ones left, I would kind of like to see a double elimination next week and maybe see them go in and kind of let's just kick this thing in the nuts and go full. Let's just go. Let's hit warp speed.
It would be kind of cool if they were like
final.
It would be really cool if they said that next week Corey and Big T, as they're the only pair that don't have skulls, have to compete. And then the double agents get to choose who are the ones that go against.
Yeah, and it's like a double elimination, like one for the girl and one for the guy. Yeah, I like that. And I think I said something similar to that last week. And Matt Henning was like, "No, that's a terrible idea." No. To that I say, Beth, you're
Matt Henning disagrees with Tyler. I don't believe it.
But yeah, I would like that too, just as like one last chance. I get that, like, you know, that's the whole point of the game. But you know, like there's no more fat left to trim in the season in terms of like competitors and chances. Right. So like this is their do or die moment. And I think that's a better TV moment than just the Big Brother Alliance saying, "Well, you didn't get your gold skull. That's it. See ya." You know.
Yep. This is the 13th week of the challenge. Where would we be in Big Brother time in 13 weeks? Where would we be? Close. Would we be in jury already?
So definitely. 13 weeks is about 90. Days. It's about 90 some days. So yeah, we're at the last week.
So we're at like final 5 in Big Brother.
So the challenge is filling in that long spot, that big. So from it did not used to be like this. It really didn't used to be like this.
Well, and I blame like just like the staleness of the season on this Big Brother Alliance. I don't think it's like anything further than that. I think the format is cool. It's interesting. And if we had more dynamic players, I think we could have gotten something. But we have the Big Brother people that are just so boring. We have the newbies that like everyone basically totally flopped except for Amber. And that's really it. I mean, and we had crazy Lolo. And that's the show. That's the season.
Can I just say how refreshing it has been to not have Lolo on the show? Like, I was just thinking to myself while watching it, oh, there's no Lolo. And I hate that Nam is gone, but he was legit hurt.
Here's the thing, though. Nam could have done this challenge. Sorry.
He could have. He would have done it.
Yeah.
And he would have. And then it would have been kind of cool if he and Big T had won it. And then he could have done something, you know.
What does this mean? My son's in the chat. What does this mean?
I don't know.
I have no idea. He's too smart for us.
No, he's too young for us.
True.
Only 24. What are you doing? What did you do? Hey, you didn't respond to my text the other day and it upset me. I love you though.
Well, speaking of Big Brother, I'm excited to talk about Big Brother Canada 9 tomorrow.
It's been about Big Brother Canada 9.
It's been a really interesting week. We're still kind of undecided in terms of like, is the vote going to flip to, you know, maybe Rohan going home, which would be very sad for me. But I'm really rooting for Josh. I'm so happy I picked him. And I hope he pulls it through, and I hope he stays, and I hope he wins HOH. How fun would that be? But yeah, I can't wait to break all of that down in terms of like how the week shaped up and everything. I'm really happy with the season so far.
Yeah, I've been kind of keeping up on Twitter with what's been going on. I didn't watch the episode tonight. I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Me too.
And then watch the live episode as well.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a good season.
I just figured out how to get on.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Allison. Walk us through this. I have to say, I will say on air, I'm very proud of Allison for figuring out how to get a VPN on her Fire Stick and streaming a Global's website illegally to watch Big Brother Canada in 1080p.
I just want to say there's nothing illegal going on in the Kelly household.
No, never.
Tyler.
Of course not.
No, seriously, like I love Big Brother Canada now, but I can only watch the episodes like the day after. So tomorrow the saga begins of us trying to watch it live again, and I'm gonna toss a cat. I swear to God, I was so frustrated, and it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just like when you're trying to watch it live so you can cover the eviction show, and
It's tough.
keeps free. But it's so freaking tough. It's so hard. What we go through for you people.
It's because everybody like knows the website to watch it. So like global TV is like hot on the button in terms of like shutting this shit down. I need to find another alternative that's probably a little less known.
That's my son, y'all. Subscribe to his channel because he does a lot of Twitch gaming and stuff. Beth, you guys could Twitch.
I would love that.
Or whatever the kids are doing. Twitch.
Do you know what games he streams?
Mostly the kind where you're shooting people and a lot of that. I'm a typical mom. I have no idea. The last video game I played with my son was Sonic the Hedgehog.
That was a good thing. For the Sega?
Sega. It was on a Sega, and I would get very emotional. Jacob doesn't like to play games with me. I get very pissy.
Just to do this announcement very quickly, Mario games are 35% off right now. So if you have a Switch or something like that, and you want to play something Mario related, I think the only thing that isn't 35% off right now is Mario Kart. But all the other Mario games are 35% off right now. So go get them. It's in honor of the 35th anniversary of Mario.
Is Bowser's Fury 35% off?
I think so.
What?
Yeah.
That game is brand new. I just got it in the mail yesterday.
Oh, here it is. Here's what
is that the 3D Mario?
Yeah, the one that was ported from the Wii U.
It was listed, I thought. So I just looked at it quickly. But
these are the games that my son plays: Call of Duty, platformers, and superhero games, etc.
Lovely.
That's my genre of choice.
You know what games I play?
Candy Crush.
A million funny answers.
No, I don't play Candy Crush. I play Wheel of Fortune on my phone.
Farmville.
No, I don't. God damn it! No, I don't play any of those stupid games. I play Wheel of Fortune on my phone. I play Wheel of Fortune on my phone. I play Tetris on my phone. I play Word.
I am so good at Tetris. It's sick.
I play
Penny and Sassy Tanner in the chat can attest. I'm very good at Tetris.
And I play checkers. I play checkers. And I'm probably the only other person that does Words with Friends.
I do Words with Friends.
You do Words with Friends?
Yeah, only with my mom, though. Sorry. No, like, she's the only one I know that plays. That's what I mean. It's something I do for my mom. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm a good son. We should do
what if you did it for your other mom?
I know, I should.
I feel like I am his second mom, considering the shit he has to walk me through.
True. That's why I was so proud of your totally legal Fire Stick VPN thing. She did that all on her own. I'm very proud of her. But we should definitely do a game night for my weekly Meltdown.
For our patrons.
Yeah, definitely. Which, speaking of, if you want to become a patron of this shit show, go to patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown. You'll see all the different tiers that we have. You can be included in our drafts, which, speaking of, I just want to pull this up because I'm probably going to lose my teammate tomorrow in Josh.
Matt will.
Yeah, or Matt. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure Josh is going to go home.
I don't know. I'm getting along right now.
A lot of people online are doing percentages right now, and it sounds like Rohan's going.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's going to be interesting. It could all happen it's almost actually too early to say.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, but that's what I love is like, it's not like unanimous and like a boring ass season. We'll get into it tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
But with any Big Brother season, there's always that moment. It doesn't matter. Somebody always talks about someone and forgets they're standing right there in front of them.
Oh my God.
He's a pawn. It doesn't matter.
That's so cringy. I feel so. We'll get into it tomorrow, but like, I feel so bad.
Let you know that's coming up tomorrow. Just a little preview.
Nothing's problematic. It's just like pecking order behavior. Like I feel like they're all chickens, like pecking at Josh kind of thing.
Adrian says, Beth, you mean Amon is doing it? Amon is one person doing it, but yeah, there's quite a few other people. I think that Amon's is likely not scientifically put together, but other people are doing it.
That's exactly what I thought too when you said people are doing that on Twitter. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I mean, anything else before we sign off?
Well, we are on Twitter now at MN_Meltdown. Nope. I no longer have a Twitter. Was it? Did I say it
MW_Meltdown.
Oh, see, I can't even get it right. I was bitching at them after the show last week about writing the password down. The very next day, I'm trying to log in, and I go, "What the fuck is the password?"
I was literally about to go, "It's this," and show it at the screen. So
MW.
I have it written down right here.
And so we're on the Twitters now at that. And follow us on there, and you guys have access to it as well, so you can Twitter twat as well. I'm the world's worst twittering person. You want to see pictures of my cat on Instagram? I'm there all day.
We get plenty of those through Messenger.
Yes. Oh, don't even get me started because of you, my friend, and your little baby, Sora. Mm-hmm. She is cute, but I'm not buying what she's selling. I know what she's up to.
Oh yeah, she's a little devil in disguise, but
we all know.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow after Big Brother Canada.
What time is that? 8? It'll be done at 8, right?
It'll be done at 8 your time, yeah. But realistically, it'll be a little bit after that, depending on like how many times the stream cuts and stuff like that. So we'll be live whenever everybody else finishes up the episode. It's
going to take us 3 hours to watch a 60-minute show.
We've got an exciting setup for week 2, which is, how many times can we say that for Big Brother? So
all I can say is at least I'm not going to lose my second person in the second week. So that's all I care about.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, everybody, stay safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We love you. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.